Oh, let me
in-depth exploration of our brand new game mode,
Hearthstone
Mercenaries. But what's this new setting all around me? Welcome to the Mercenary Village. This will be a central home base for you and your growing crew of mercenaries, evolving over time as you take on bounties and battle other players. Mercenaries is truly unlike any other mode we've added to Hearthstone before. It offers a persistent world full of choice and progression to explore alongside your personalized team of Azeroth's legends. Today we're excited to share numerous mercenary reveals, a tour of the village, and some big surprises that you won't want to miss. So whether you're a thrill-seeking opportunist or a benevolent bounty hunter, there's always a job and the promise of treasure.
How is he not wearing a Hearthstone jacket?
Up to the challenge. Thank you all for joining us. And now, let's jump straight in with our official trailer reveal for Hearthstone Mercenaries.
I feel like we could have flavored him up a little bit.
Kazakus, how long have we plotted and planned?
My dear Lady Presta, it's finally our grand opportunity!
We'll need some mercs to do our dirty work. Help me if you can, or I'm in trouble. Bring these bounties in and I'll pay double.
That's hard.
You'll go from rags to riches in a snap.
Oh, get yourself some gear and grab a potion. Glory waits for you under promotion.
You know it.
Just be smart and wear your thinking cap.
Now, honest labor really can be its own reward. But life is so much sweeter now, you'll have a great sword. Step right up and you can be a mercenary. They say that fortune favors the bold, but fortune does you favors when you got enough gold. You're influencing people and you're winning some friends. The story goes, your glory grows, but the fun never ends. Be a boss, king or queen, and we'll rule everything when you're a mercenary.
Welcome back to the village, everyone. We hope you enjoyed that trailer. Mercenaries drops you into the rich world of Azeroth with a unique perspective. Instead of being the almighty individual hero, you'll play leader to your own mercenary enterprise. This journey will take you to the far reaches of Azeroth, hunting bounties for increasingly dangerous foes to reap the rewards. And these jobs don't only net you nice coin, the battles along the way level up your mercenaries to unlock abilities and allow you to find upgradable items. Now I'm sure you're eager to venture off to take on your own dangerous and hopefully lucrative bounties, but first, let's join Valera in her hunt for Hagar and get familiar with an entirely new system of combat in Hearthstone Mercenaries.
All right,
You may remember from our BlizzCon line announcement that Mercenaries is Hearthstone's take on an RPG experience with roguelike mechanics. Let's start by taking a look at a mercenary in play.
I swear to God, if they bump into each other like BGs.
And health stats. What's totally different is that each mercenary has a core set of unique abilities which appear as actions when selected. There's tremendous variety in how these can impact the battlefield.
Please don't bump into each other.
Healing, buffing, summoning, sizzling,
It's literally
and of
BGs.
course, going face. Wait, there is no face. That's right. In Mercenaries, victory is achieved by wiping out your opponent's team.
Bro, this is just BGs, but against AI.
All abilities have a speed value, and some also have a cooldown. Speed determines the order of actions. The lower the number, the sooner that action will take place. Cooldowns, on the other hand, tend to come with the strongest abilities. When a mercenary comes into play, any of their abilities with cooldowns will be inactive until enough turns have passed. Once used, the timer starts again, and you'll definitely want to be making use of these potential game changers. In each round of combat, you'll first choose your team's moves in the command phase before watching the battle unfold all at once. Positioning, timing, and strategic planning of your turn are critical in the outcome of combat. This can be tough, as the state of the board may change considerably once the spells start flying, and that clutch meteor finisher you were banking on won't happen if the mercenary is falling. So, you've probably also noticed the red, green, and blue coloring of each mercenary's stat bars. These represent if a minion is a protector, fighter, or caster respectively. We call these roles, and they play a major part in the makeup of mercenaries. Let's take a look with a couple examples. Meet the main tanks of mercenaries. While they aren't always the quickest, protectors love holding the front line and taking most of the punishment so that your squishies don't have to. With abilities that grant taunt and a cartload of endurance to boot, they'll help your team control the flow of the fight. Take a look at Jaraxxus, Eridar Lord of the Burning Legion. As you might notice, protectors can also dish out some serious damage. Trust me, You don't want to catch these fists if he's teamed up with demons. Next, let's take a look at the wielder of Tusks of Manaroth himself, Garrosh Hellscream. If anyone knows how to properly armor up for a fight, it's this guy. The more enemies, the merrier, as Garrosh's Horde Strength ability will add increasing bonuses to his health. Maybe think twice before you summon that extra minion. When you're looking to cut through the competition with raw damage and finesse, fighters are the way to go.
Bro,
Their high attack makes them key threats on the battlefield.
It's just
along with
BGs, but
abilities
they
that
like
keep your
have all
team's
these
offensive
crazy
pressure
abilities,
building.
but you're
Check
just
out
playing
War
against
Master
AI.
Builder. Favored by dragons and feared by enemies, this fighter will keep your opponents running for cover with a flurry of flame and axes. Voon can also summon additional dragons into the fight for a quick strike that simultaneously empowers his fire breath. If up close and personal is more your style, you're going to want a fighter like Samuro in your squad. Unleash a whirlwind of blade on your foes, or create deadly deception with mirror images. While the Blade Master doesn't have the highest health, direct damage is always a gambit, since a well-timed whirling blade can mitigate future damage. There's no denying that blades and brawn contribute to a formidable team's front line, but you'll also want to bring some backline firepower and a good healer. That's where casters come in. They keep your team in the fight and unleash devastating spell combos to turn the tide of battle.
This is dope.
Who
How
better
is
to
this
start
dope?
with
This is
than our
literally
favorite Prodigal
BGs, but
Priest,
verse
Anduin
AI.
Wraith? Harness the power of Holy to buff and sustain your team's health throughout the fight, while also delivering consistent damage to the enemy team. As a leader of humans in Azeroth, Anduin's abilities are significantly amplified when fighting alongside more of his kin. Moving on, ready your ahs and chat. Because
Dude,
Blink Fox
you-
is up next as
You
another
pick your little
caster in
hero,
Hearthstone
the same thing you do in
Mercenaries. This crafty
BGs.
K9 of the Arcane uses the enemy team's abilities against
And
them,
then, like,
while also
instead of,
refreshing
like,
and hastening
a
friendly
hero
cooldowns.
power,
Notice the
your
Arcane
guy has
combo
3
keyword.
hero
In
powers.
Mercenaries, this means a bonus effect if a previous arcane ability was used by another member
Like,
of the
it's
team
literally
this turn.
enhanced
And yes,
BGs,
there are combos
but
for
versus
all schools of
bots.
magic. We'll be checking out examples of Spell School synergy teams later on in the show. Let's cover one more central piece of the role system. In Mercenaries, there's a relationship of strengths and weaknesses to consider when building teams and choosing engagements. Protectors deal double damage to fighters, fighters deal double damage to casters, casters deal double damage to protectors. That 2x damage multiplier applies to both attacks and abilities, but only on offense. Opportunities to target these weaknesses and deal critical damage are contextually highlighted on the game board, and when planning bounties, you'll be able to discover some information to use this system to your favor. Most of the time, it's best to have a team that can confidently take on a range of roles. In the battlefield, capitalizing on the weaknesses of your opponent's roles while being mindful of your own is a critical piece of tactical decisions. I hope you enjoyed a first look at a handful of mercenaries, and there's so much more to explore. How stats and abilities rank up as you level, treasures you discover in bounties that modify and amplify abilities, and even unique equipment for each mercenary that bolsters their kit in a variety of ways.
This is literally just
We'll be
enhanced
unveiling
BGs.
all
That's
of
all
that
it
today,
is.
so
It's
stick around.
literally everything
Now let's
BGs
check back
is,
in
but
with
it's just
Toshiba at the
shit has
campfire.
like passives and like more abilities. Like you actually
Thanks,
interact
Joe,
with the
and
card.
a warm and cozy welcome from the campfire to all of you. Let's start the tour here at the
Who is
centerpiece of
she?
your mercenary village,
UI
where visitors
designer.
can stop by for a little R&R. During
So it's
their
not
stay,
deep.
these campfire
When I
guests
see a
often
card
have
bumping
tasks
into
you
another
can
card
pursue
and they
for
both have a
special
number,
rewards. But the
it's-
question of who will
and-
come to your village and when is
don't know,
mostly up
man.
to chance. In-game, visitors will appear around your campfire as seen here. Clicking on the campfire presents you with the task board, where you can see the objectives along with rewards for completion.
The
This
game
is
doesn't
pretty
work
similar
like
to
BGs at
Hearthstone's
all.
quest system. Just remember to come back to the
From
task
what you
board
just
after you've
watched, how is
fulfilled
it
the requirements
doesn't
to
work?
collect
It's
your
literally the
rewards.
same
Speaking of
UI.
task rewards,
You have a
let's
you
talk
have a
about
little card
equipment,
versus a little
which is
card,
often a
and
major reason
in
you'll
battle
want to
they hit
complete
each
a
other.
specific
How
visitor's
is that not
job. One of the
battlegrounds?
core ways in which you'll define a mercenary's playstyle is through their equipment.
Like,
Only
that's
one piece
combat,
can be
is a
active
card
at a
hits
time,
another
with
card, and then the
3
number
unique
gets
options
lower.
to collect and upgrade. Let's take a look at what Illidan is able to acquire.
And they implemented
Razorfist
passive
will provide
systems.
a straightforward damage
Like,
bonus
it's
with
just
wing
enhanced
assault ability.
BGs. It's not
We all know
exactly
Illidan
BG,
loves
it's
to attack,
enhanced.
and this defensive option will prove
I don't know,
useful
man.
if your team is lacking in the heals department. I'm sure you can already imagine what's coming next. Of course, you'll make for one
There's no-
very
exactly.
happy
So,
betrayer if
th-
you
it's
can
enhanced.
acquire and equip the Warglaves of Azeroth. With Warglaves in hand, Outcast attack becomes a massive threat to the enemy's flanks. Moving on, let's introduce Cairn Bloodhoof. As you'll see, his equipment options present a significant strategic decision. Reincarnation pairs great with this tanking Tauren, and may even foil your opponent's command phase game plan. Swift Totem will amp up the bonus from Endurance Aura, allowing your team to unleash big abilities well ahead of your enemy's
Your
actions.
party is 3
Thunderous
speed faster.
Sash, on the other hand, can make Karen's War Stomp a frustrating hindrance
Maybe it's
to
cool,
enemy
maybe
teams
it's not.
that rely on getting in early attacks and buffs. Making sure your mercenaries are well equipped is always going to give you an edge in combat, so be sure to keep an eye on those visitors and complete their tasks to gear up. And hello again, Ben.
Cheers, Hasiba. You know, sitting around a nighttime campfire before going into battle, it almost reminds me of...
Ben! I think something's wrong with the portal.
Ah, of course, Diablo. Today, we're thrilled to announce that Hearthstone will be welcoming and fully embracing a character from a different Blizzard universe. Initially playable as a mercenary,
That's exciting.
it is now our pleasure to introduce you to the arch rival of the Nephilim.
Diablo.
I will feast upon this world. You now speak
I can't read that fast. I can't read this fast.
There is no escape. Tremble before me.
What is happening?
Abandon all hope.
I mean, there's animations, so that's cool.
Save you from me.
Diablo Mercenaries, but bro, you have to buy
The
this?
Lord of Terror will go live
You have to
at the
buy
launch of
packs?
Mercenaries
More
and can be found
packs?
in Mercenaries packs.
Bro!
He'll also be available in the
I already
Diamond
buy
Diablo
packs.
pre-purchase bundle, starting today. We hope you're as excited as we are to bring a little terror to the
How
tavern.
much money do they want me to spend?
Bringing what to my tavern? Oh, hey again, everyone. Now, of course, any good village needs an upstanding tavern, and this will play an important role in your mercenary's journey. Let's take a look in-game. Once you build a tavern, it will function as your mercenary collection, where you can customize teams and individual characters. Like the card collection, you'll be able to navigate the full library of mercenaries. Each has their own page to manage portraits, abilities, and equipment. We love that Mercenaries opens up a new way to tell stories with this amazing cast of heroes and villains.
And
That
their
extends to the
skins.
art, with
they're gonna
representations
make
of
so
the
much
characters in
money.
different stages of their own lore.
They're
We all
counting
know
the
Arthas
dollars
and
in
his
their
path
wallet
from
right
beloved
now.
Prince to Lich King. When you first unlock
Their
a mercenary,
skins, you have to
you'll
buy
the
more
default portrait
packs.
as shown for Arthas
Oh,
here.
God.
Each character also has 2 alternates, which can be earned from mercenary packs and in some cases tasks. Their portraits are a snapshot of notable growth and notoriety to collect, and you'll find the theme consistent throughout the roster. On top of the portraits, there are also different frame rarities, from normal to golden to diamond,
Frame
and each bringing
rarities?
more gravitas with added animations and effects.
You have to
Next,
pay for
feast your eyes
animations?
on this young and adorable pink crush.
God.
He may have started out cute as a button, but once those teeth grew in, yeah, distract your enemies with extreme cuteness
One
or
animations,
intimidate with pure terror.
$5.99.
It's up
Want a
to
cool
you.
skin?
As you unlock and collect
$5.99.
portraits, you'll open up
Want
new
that
ways
card?
to bring the mercenary characters
$5.99.
together. Maybe you want to have Illidan, Tyrande, and Malfurion all teaming up during simpler times. In addition to customizing cosmetics, you'll come here to upgrade abilities and equipment. In Mercenaries, unlocking a higher rank of an ability significantly increases that character's power level. When a new mercenary joins your collection at level 1, they will have a single ability. The second unlocks at level 5, and the third unlocks when the character reaches level
Let's see if
15.
Regis already
Let's
has
take a
his
look at
video on
Millhouse's
this
kit
out.
of Arcane Assault to compare his ability ranks. These are typically a linear increase to effectiveness, but in the case of Arcane Bolt, you'll be able to ramp up the spell damage you gain more quickly in addition to a boost in raw
does not.
damage. Upgrading is done through a new in-game resource
What up,
system
Parson?
called Mercenary Coins.
Mercenary
Each character has
coins.
their own coin, which you'll earn from bounties, PvP, and mercenary packs. Now let's shift gears to teams. In the Tavern's Mercenary Collection, you'll see a sidebar to manage teams similar to standard card decks. A team in Mercenaries is made up of 6. While you can only have 3 in play, the remaining 3 will make up the bench. When one of your in-play mercenaries falls in battle, you'll bring in a member from the bench at the end of that combat round. So far today, we've taken a look at how this huge new mode's gameplay works, with several reveals of mercenaries and their abilities equipped
It's slightly
with
more
art.
enticing though.
What do you think, Hasiba? Are we ready to
Enhanced
dive into team building?
BGs seems fun.
Absolutely. All of you have now seen the core components that define an individual mercenary. Now the fun really starts as we start looking at the bigger picture of maximizing synergies. You never know exactly which mercenaries you'll discover
Looks
in
like
the
a
world,
super cash
but there are a
grab.
variety of
I
opportunities
mean, you're straight
to
up
bring them
having to
together
buy
in
more packs.
complementary ways. Let's start with a few examples of the most familiar
They
relationships.
seem so dismal
minion
presenting
types.
this. I don't think she's like
Murlocs
normally a
offer
presenter.
versatile strength on their own, and work together to overwhelm their opponents with agile aggression and power.
Yeah,
in
so
numbers.
I'll go into deeper once we get more info on this. Like after this, I'll talk about it. It's slightly more enticing the more that I see, but it's
Now, if
still
you're more of a land animal person,
it's still gonna
we
be
got you
expensive.
covered. You'll also find plenty of Azeroth's fiercest beasts and renowned handlers.
The thing is, Deku, we'll have to see if you can get
Lead a demon army into battle and
you can get this
dominate
stuff
your
for free.
enemies with overwhelming
Like,
numbers.
if it will just like how League of Legends has rotating heroes, maybe this will also have rotating heroes. Like, it's completely free to play unless you want to play like certain stuff. You know what I mean? So the three.
That's just a few of the many minion types to find and collect.
So what were the three tribes?
And having
Protector,
1 to 2
sorceress,
ways to
fighter.
combine their strengths on the battlefield.
Fighter's
is
good
highly
against
beneficial.
sorceress. Sorceress good against.
Now let's talk about an entirely
Protector,
different way
Protector good against
mercenaries
fighter.
can combine
Yeah,
their
that's
skills
it.
to make a
2x
successful
multipliers.
team.
Spell schools have become an integral part of Hearthstone, and we're extending that approach to mercenaries in a major way. While the loyalties and motivations of certain characters may clash, combining wielders of a specific magic will unlock incredibly powerful combos and teamwork. Fire synergy can come from a traditional fire mage, to elementals, to a whirlwind of flames itself, and can chain their abilities to unleash AoE destruction.
All right, so
Wow,
not only are
that
there
team
the
was pretty
main
intense.
classes, but there's
I think
also
we need
those
to chill out a bit and
subclasses.
move on to the next spell school.
The 15 damage to enemy if it has not acted yet, freeze it. After 10 damage from the character, deal 20
There's
damage to
clearly
it. Oh my
some
god.
awesome power to be harnessed
Combos.
using the elemental spell schools. But now let's look at the tremendous support and sustain a holy team can provide.
Human Drain Eye. Oh, they added Drain Eye. Prophet Felon. If this... Oh god. This is too fast. Like, I can't read these and understand what's happening. Like, this is too much information.
Now we can't show Holy without its polar opposite. The suppression and control that Shadow Magic lends can be
But,
deadly
I
with some
mean,
clever
I don't
play.
think I'm supposed to understand all of it already. 36 damage. Wow. $50 for 50 packs. Lovely. Damn, that's kind of expensive.
Again,
dude.
there are plenty more spell schools to explore and build teams around in
Well,
Mercenaries.
guess what
But
I'm
I
gonna
hope
have
you're
to
all
buy.
enjoying a preview to start considering how these synergies can be leveraged.
Definitely. We didn't even check out nature yet, and that's gotta be one of my favorites. But the show must go on. In addition to spell schools and minion types, there are other outside-the-box ways
minion
to approach
types, you saw
combat
Drain Eye
strategy.
and stuff, which is
Let's
cool.
check out
But like
one
for
more
spell,
example that uses tricks, traps, and the
Tactics.
combo keyword to build momentum.
first time this Merce is damaged, deal 14 plus. I can't read it. I can't even pretend to read this fast. But everything's dying. Must be strong. So I'm assuming that the timer at the
Remember
top
that a
is how
team
long
has
you have
6
to wait to
mercenaries.
use it.
So combining
I think they
2 to
discussed
3
that
of these
earlier.
names amongst your roster is a pretty good idea. All right, that wraps up this stop of the tour. I'm sticking around at the tavern. Where are you taking these fine viewers next, Hasiba?
We're actually headed towards the portal. See you in a bit, Joe.
The timer is the cooldown.
Now it's time to see how
Okay.
you'll access the world and take on bounties in Mercenaries. So the portal here is what we call the travel point.
All right, let's see what these rewards
Initially, you'll have to make do with a reliable Dark Moon mare to get the job done. But as you upgrade the village, the technology and capability of the travel point increases. Let's head into the game to learn a little bit more about... Wait, is that Sarge? Sarge, what are you doing? You're supposed to be in the tavern.
It'll be the biggest content
What
update
do you
ever in
mean
Hearthstone,
there's
so
not
we'll
enough
see.
cheese?
It's going to be
There's
played
so
less
much
than
cheese in
duels.
there.
I think it'll probably be played more than duels.
Okay,
It's
fine.
going
If you
to
have
appeal
go,
to
then
everybody
pick
who
me up a
currently
block of
plays
Darnassian
BGs.
blow,
I'll tell you that
please.
right now.
And be careful, it's dangerous
Problem
out
is
there.
it costs money.
We're very excited to announce that Sarge will be available as a new World of Warcraft mount when the game mode launches. Complete the Mercenaries tutorial and start your first bounty to automatically unlock Sarge on your WoW count. Interacting with the travel point is your first step to starting a bounty, which you can think of as a PvE
So you get a
mission.
rat.
There are several zones to explore, along with progressively higher level targets to hunt. Let's dive in and head to Felwood. Here we have the available bounties with some information to help you decide on the right job.
That's
The
cool.
target of a bounty will be the final boss of that run, so noting their role can be beneficial in bringing your A-team of counters. I I think we'll take on Raven the Hunter's bounty for some good old Furbolg fighting. Remembering that our target is a protector, I'm thinking this arcane awesomeness team here will fare quite well, since it has all of our highest level caster mercs. So in we go to Fellwood to find Raven. Every
Oh
bounty
God,
map
that's
is
so much.
procedurally generated.
That one,
meaning
there was
you'll
like
get
4 of
unique
him. There was
map
like so
layouts,
much.
along with randomized
That's a lot of
encounter
shit that you need to
enemies
kill.
and points of interest to navigate. Clicking on the nodes gives you some details, but you'll also need to use your intuition and decide which routes to take along the way. Let's unpack some of the obstacles and rewards for clearing them that you'll find on your
Obstacles and
adventures.
rewards.
Minor encounters are made up of enemies that should be manageable given your team is on par with that bounty's power level. Keep your guard up though, as losing members on your team will restrict your options in the long run. Here, you'll find not all enemies have an alignment, and they can also have keyword effects like Death Rattle. Always take a moment to scope out their moves and strategize a game plan. Now, the exciting part. Encounter victories reward experience to all members of your party. On top of that, one mercenary in your party will be rewarded with a discovered treasure that can bolster stats and abilities or add an entirely new spell or attribute. Treasure bonuses last throughout that bounty run, but are not permanent upgrades to the mercenary. Side note, as long as one mercenary is still standing at the end of a battle, all damage on that mercenary will be fully recovered before the next encounter. Elite encounters work the same way, but the risks and rewards are far greater. These enemies will offer a major challenge, and it's unlikely that your party will come out unscathed. Then again, think of the super treasure. Substantially bigger bonuses come from besting these elites and can give you a crucial advantage for the final battle. You'll also come across spirit healers that simply revive any fallen members of your party. After limping away from an elite encounter, this can be a beautiful discovery that saves your bounty run. Beyond encounters and spirit healers, keep an eye out for the many other curveball points of interest that fill the roads to bounty bosses. Take the mysterious stranger, where choosing to engage can reveal a helpful ally, confounding adversary, or a neutral surprise. Or you can find and activate boons that empower all characters of a specific role for the rest of the bounty, including enemies. Alas, after battling your way through the twists and turns, you've made it to the end of the line. The final and greatest
The
challenge
reward better
will
be
your
like packs
bounty
or like a
target,
hero or something.
occupying a special boss room along with their hoarded treasures. Now it's time to bring out the best of your team and maximize the value of every treasure, boon, and bonus to finish the job. Successfully completing the bounty will immediately open the treasure chest for those sweet,
What is in the
sweet
chest?
rewards.
What do we
However,
get?
if your team was wiped out at any point in the run,
Give me
you'll
pooks.
only retain the experience gains
Show
of the
me
run.
packs.
Any particular bounty can be
Experience,
attempted and
experience,
completed
experience,
an unlimited number
experience.
of times, with each instance offering a new random map with the same final boss. Since you can also glean the potential rewards by inspecting the treasure chest of a bounty's map, there's many cases where replaying and beating the same bounty for that certain special mercenary loot makes sense. Let's come back to the travel point menu, where
you get
you'll also see
experience for doing
additional
everything
difficulties.
else.
A quick note that completing all of the bounties in each zone on normal will get your team well into the 20 to 25 level range. So what comes next? Once you upgrade the travel point in your village from a horse to a flight point, sorry horse, heroic difficulty will be unlocked. Bounty difficulties can be toggled at any time in
Defeat
the village.
this rat
Heroic
and you get
versions of
5
bounty will
experience.
obviously
Defeat the
scale up
final
the power
boss.
level of enemies and bosses. But
10
there's also an
experience.
increase in map size and layout that ramps up the challenge and stakes of each run. Now, if you're also wondering, hey Asiba, could you please explain that giant portal behind you? Well, that's actually the Tier 3 upgrade of the travel point. At launch, only normal and heroic bounties will be available. However, in an upcoming content update, we'll be opening up legendary difficulty, accessed by fully upgrading the travel point of your village to the portal here. This is just one big piece of the content that we have planned to follow the release of Mercenaries, as we'll also regularly be adding themed updates with new bounties, mercenaries, and the additions to the village. With that,
Why
you're
did people
well
expect
equipped to start
rewards
tackling the wide
toward
world
standards for
of
something that's
bounties
going to
that
be its
awaits
own
outside the
game?
village.
Because Kraken, in order to get heroes,
So
you
now
need
let's
to
shift
buy
gears
packs.
And talk about PvP
So how
in
else
Mercenaries.
is someone who doesn't
In
want
the
to buy
essence of
50 packs
civility,
gonna get
we like to
rewarded?
keep all the drama
They want to
contained
get.
here in
They
the
don't want.
fighting
People
pit.
don't want to pay
This functions as
$50
your
for a
access
game
point
mode
to
they've
battling
never
other
played.
players. And now
The
I'll let
barrier
our
to entry
resident
of this
PvP
game mode
expert, Joe,
is
fill you
buying
in on what
packs to get
expect.
heroes. So unless heroes are
So
provided
you've
for
bested
free
a few
every
bounties,
week,
and now your party is ready
and
to
you
challenge
keep your
other players.
experience when it
Well,
rotates
step on down
away,
into the fighting pit.
like imagine
I'm game designer
they
Joe
do
Killian,
a
here to show
free.
you the ropes of PvP and mercenaries.
All right,
Once you've
I'll let
unlocked
this
and built
go,
a
and then
fighting
we'll
pit
talk
in
about
your own
this
humble
after.
village, you'll be ready to get started. Inside, you can select from your teams and prepare, just like choosing a deck in standard. At launch, the
The thing about
Mercenaries PvP
the
match
standard
will
mode,
consist of
Kraken,
both
is you're
players
playing against
bringing a
other
single team
players
stick,
with
and
rewards.
just like
You
in
have
Bounty
end of the month
Encounter,
reward, you have
defeating your
Tavern
opponent's
Pass
entire party
rewards,
will secure
you get
victory.
the
One
free
key
Tavern
difference
Pass
from other game
rewards,
modes
you
is
get a
that you
free
take your
deck to
party into
start,
combat
you
as
get
is.
experience
That means the
and
progress
money
you've
which
earned
can
in
buy
mercenary
packs
levels,
after every
ability
game.
tiers,
All the rewards that we've seen are based around
and
just getting
equipment
more experience for people you don't
all
have
play
because you
direct
can't
role
buy
into
them
your
or
PvP
get them.
prowess. As you can imagine, the matchmaking in
It's
Mercenaries
completely
is
different,
quite a
man.
bit more complex than other game modes, since it needs to weigh all of these aspects to ensure relatively even power levels. While you'll always be paired up against opponents with teams of similar strength, we love that these factors open up a ton of potential for unique asymmetrical matches. Now let's talk strategy for a moment. Unlike PvE, where you can gather some information on what you'll be up against, in PvP, your team will face a mixed bag of opponents with varying roles and synergies. You may find yourself up against a protector-heavy orc team, or thrown into a fiery foray of elementals and casters. I like to bring beasts and nature casters, so I have good coverage of all the roles and some powerful synergies. If you want to come out swinging with all fighters, that choice is yours. Players will earn daily rewards just for participating in PvP, but with great ratings comes great rewards, and at
Packs.
increasing milestones, you'll unlock more and more mercenary reward chests. However, unlike the ranked chests from Standard, these contain mercenary-specific items, like mercenary packs and coins, so you can continue to expand and improve your mercenaries roster. We're incredibly excited to open up an entirely new way to PvP in Hearthstone, and now you know everything you need to get started, so it's up to you and your party. Good luck in the fighting pit, and we'll see you in Mercenaries.
Welcome back, everyone. One of my favorite aspects in PvP and Mercenaries is that you can't see your opponent's command phase actions, which often obscures combat ability order, adding a new layer of challenge to tactical decisions. On the other hand, watching some good combat chaos unfold is half the fun. All right, let's touch on a few other areas of the village,
Bro, I like your
starting
slides.
with the merchant cart. Here you'll find the Mercenaries shop with, you guessed it, Mercenaries packs. This new kind of
Packs?
Hearthstone pack contains Mercenaries
Packs?
items with the same pack opening feel. Inside, you'll find coins for crafting mercenaries or upgrading abilities and equipment, along with actual new mercenaries and even alternate portraits. Occasionally, you might find limited time offers and deals here from the merchant,
Deals?
so it's good to stop by and check in. Tucked in over here is the mailbox to keep
Mailbox!
your village connected to the world. Besides your mercenaries team's fan mail, of course, we'll also be sending updates on new content, patch changes, and other fun stuff here. So keep an eye out for the handy exclamation mark that you have unread mail. Oh hey, I think I see
Mailbox,
Joe doing a
boys,
bit of
mailbox
combat training
confirmed.
over there.
Good
Keep it up,
shit.
Joe.
Courier pigeons.
Thanks, Asiba. That's enough training for now. Let me show you the last stop on our tour,
Show
where
me.
I'll swap out swords and shields for blueprints. This workshop here is where all the constructing and upgrading happens. Throughout the day, we've explored how different areas of the village contribute to our overall journey in Mercenaries. But at the start, you'll basically have an open plot of land as your empty canvas. Then it's up to you to decide what you want to build and upgrade. When it comes to building up your village, everything is done with gold, and only gold. The first step is to create a starting version of each structure to unlock its benefits. For example, the fighting pit gives you access to PvP. From there, some structures can be upgraded for added benefits and bonuses. Upgrading the campfire, for instance, opens up more spots for visitors to come give you tasks. Speaking of the campfire, let's see how the others are doing.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you two, but after all that constructing, it feels good to be back
Marshmallows.
by the campfire.
You know, Millhouse conjured these, and supposedly Arcane Infusion tastes like blueberries. Oh, wow. Anyways, hey everyone at home. Along with what Joe talked through, we have plenty more exciting additions planned for the village, and you'll see those arrive in a future update. Be sure to keep some gold tucked away to get your mercenaries the new digs. And with that, I think we'll call this tour
How do
a
you
wrap.
get gold?
Ben?
How do you get
Indeed, you both rocked it. Thank you so much to all of you who came along with us in seeing what Mercenaries is all about. We couldn't be more excited to welcome you into this massive new adventure. Whether your goal is conquering all the heroic bounties, ascending the PvP leaderboards, or collecting a legendary roster of renowned heroes and villains. On behalf of the team, we sincerely appreciate you continuing to support, play, and communicate with us around the Hearth. We're looking forward to hearing your thoughts on today's announcements, and we'll see you at the launch of Mercenaries on October the 12th. Until next time, we'll see you.
We said October the 12th. Try out Mercenary when it launches at 12 and get 8 mercenaries pictured below just for completing the prologue and introductory mission. That's enough to put together a party and immediately start chasing bounties. Keep playing to continue growing your collection. So you get all these for starting. Is that 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. Okay. And then Diablo, last but the coming to launch Mercenary. Diablo is part of the three pre-purchase bundles, each concluding an iconic. So you have to buy all of the bundles if you want each of these, bro. Holy shit! So if you want to get each one of these, you need to buy a bundle. So if you want Diablo, you buy the Diablo bundle. If you want Uther, you have to buy the Uther bundle. And if you want Sylvanas, you have to buy the Sylvanas bundle. How much are the bundles? Let's take a look. 50, 50, and 30. Bro, $130. That's so expensive for a game mode that doesn't like exist yet. I mean, you could obviously, you can try it out and you get your 3, but like the pre-purchase I don't think is going to be available once it comes out, right? So, you know what I mean? Like, how are you supposed to know if you want to pre-order because you don't know if you'll like it? Yeah, but the thing is, Kraken, this game mode's not out yet. The thing is, the prices may be fine for what you get, but people don't know if they like it yet. And you can't pre-order after it comes out to find out if you like it or not. So you pre-order this, right? You spend $130 because you want these heroes. You find out that the game mode's just not for you. And that's that. I'm not saying it's going to be bad. It's an entirely new game. It should be, dude, make it like 10 packs or 20 packs and make it like $15. If each one of these was $15 and it came with like a hero in 15 packs, the barrier to entry is $45. If you want everything they have to offer, that's fine. And then they can expand on that. But to like off the bat, 50, 50, 30, bro, that's insane. That's fucking crazy to me. That is like, holy shit. That is so much money for a game mode you don't even know if you want yet. And if you could like, for example, if this was like a bundle you could always buy, right? Like this is going to be available even when the game launches and you can play the game, see if you like it and then buy a bundle, then it makes it a little less bad. But if these are only going to be available pre-purchase before it even comes out, bro, that is insane. That is actually insane. Just not overreacting to special mercenaries that you don't have to get to play. Bro, like everybody's gonna want these Diablo, hello? Why would you not want Diablo? Why would you not want Sylvanas? These are iconic characters that obviously people are going to want. I honestly don't give a fuck about paladins, but like still. No, I'm not saying the game is bad, chat. Don't get me. I'm not saying that this is going to be bad. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It looks like there's a lot involved. It just, the price tag that they've stuck onto a game already that we have yet to be able to play and we fully don't understand it yet, is insane. So abilities and equipment. When you select a mercenary in the tavern, which would basically be your collection, you will notice that each mercenary has slots for abilities and equipments. These are another way to find synergies between your mercenaries. At level 1, each mercenary will only have one ability, but you can unlock a second one at level 5 and a third at level 15. As you continue to progress, you can add these basic abilities to more powerful versions. Okay. So for your equipment, you're allowed one equipment, but you have access to all of the abilities. Mercenaries start without any equipment. As you play, you will unlock equipment for your mercenaries by completing achievements and tasks from the task boards. Up to 3 pieces of equipment each. Like abilities, equipment can be upgraded with the mercenary coins. Unlike abilities, you can select only one piece of equipment, mercenary at a time. Dude, so Kraken, so tell me this. You have a new player. I guess you can do it to like standard, but like if you have like a Romée and you only have one ability because you haven't leveled her up yet, and you go against somebody with 3 abilities, you just lose, right? Like, but so you'd hope that matchmaking match up people based on like, so if you have a level 30, it's gonna match you against other people with level 30s, but that doesn't even mean that you're better than them or they're better than you. That's just the level of your hero card. Yeah, how are you gonna balance this in PvP when you can have absolute shitters in this game, but they could have a level 30 because they bought it, and then you have somebody who's good, but maybe they didn't buy it, so they're not level 30 yet. So then you have these level 30 who, this guy is actually trash at the game, this guy's good at the game, and if the guy that's trash at the game faces against somebody his own level, but that guy has a level 15, I don't know. How do you even balance PvP in this? How do you even match people because you have these cards that have different levels and each level unlocks different abilities? You know what I mean? Do we follow here? Do we follow how this can be? To me, it's very hard to wrap your brain around how you'd possibly match people of similar skill when the character system works this way. The code is hard. Yeah, I don't even know. So I get the so you'd basically I guess you can't have ranked unless you get your characters to level 15. That has to be like the requirement to play ranked, right? Is you have to have all of your abilities for a character unlocked. And then you can balance it. That would make sense, right? So in order for you to enter a ranked game, every character on your roster needs to be 15, because then you would have all of the abilities, and then you would queue, and then it would be fair because each person would have equal footing to the amount of equipment and abilities for each characters. Diablo and the others are obtainable in-game without purchasing, by the way, but unfortunately through crafting in packs. Yeah, so I also don't know how you get stuff, because all of the rewards that we saw were all experience. Yeah. So Bean, that would make sense. Yeah. All right. Okay. So that's how you do it. So you need to get to a certain point before you can play ranked. Okay. All right. Well, that defeats everything that I said before, so that makes sense. At the start of a fight, you will select 3 mercenaries for your party. Those 3 mercenaries are placed on the board. Mercenaries gain the same experience even when just watching from the bench, so don't be afraid to let a mercenary sit out a fight. Okay, so it's like Pokemon with the sharing of experience. Okay. Once your mercenaries are set, the fight can begin. I'm waiting. I want to see. All right, so that's the thing below is speed, combat, resolve. This is the cooldown timer. Anyway. I mean, it looks like a lot. Don't get me wrong. This looks like a huge update, which it is. It looks exciting. I just don't know how this is going to be for the players who can't afford it. And by can't afford it, I'm talking about me. I'm not trying to spend $130 to get all these things. I was thinking maybe like 50 max? 50 max? Which I guess gets me one bundle, but I don't know how much it's worth it. I don't know what I get from this 50 bundle. I don't know if that's gonna give me what I need. I don't even know what's in the packs. So for example, if I buy these packs and it gives me like equipment, I get the equipment for free from just leveling up the guy. I want people, I want cards. And then what happens if I get an extra card? I'm sure there's like a crafting system, they said. Does it say anything about a crafting system? Is there any posts on this? I see pre-purchase. They make that widely available. They definitely make it very easy to the workshop will be the first stop in your village. Actually, when you first enter the village, it will be your only stop. At the workshop, you can build out and upgrade all of the other locations in the village. Upgrading location gives them a new look and improves their functionality. So it's like a garrison. Or like one of those Build-A-Bear workshop games. Some upgrades unlock additional features, whereas others allow for more efficiency. All village upgrades are persistent, so you'll be able to watch your village grow and flourish. The tavern is where mercenaries rest and relax when they're not out chasing bounty. Think of your mercenaries collection manager. From the tavern, you can craft mercenaries, browse your collection of mercenaries, select from any cosmetic options, upgrade their abilities and equipment, or throw them together to form a party. Travel point. The travel point is your access to bounties across the mercenaries' PvE gameplay. From here, you can pick a zone and then a bounty to hunt, and then the zone. The bounties unlock sequentially within a zone, so we went over that. The fighting pit. Once you've collected a few bounties, you can head to the fighting pit for a different kind of combat. The fighting pit is where you'll always be paired against a similarly powerful team of mercenaries, even when trying out one of your new under-leveled mercenaries. So never mind. So what we said before, and then we counteracted that. This just counteracts that. You are paired against a similar powerful team of mercenaries, even when trying out one of your new under-leveled mercenaries. So this just contradicted the thing that I was contradicting before my argument existed. So now I'm back to being confused. I don't know how you balance that. Gameplay is also a little different in the fighting pit than it was while hunting bounce, because you can't see what moves your opponent is locking in. Complete the fighting pitch to complete achievements, get rewards, and even push for a spot on the leaderboards. The merchant card is your shortcut to mercenary specific part of your in-game shop. From there, you can get mercenary packs, mercenary coins, and any seasonal promotional offers that might be available to you. Mercenary packs are a great way to grow your collection. Each mercenary, okay. So each mercenary pack offers 5 mercenary items, which can include new mercenary cards, mercenary coins, or mercenary portraits. All right, so you can't get like abilities and shit, which is good. Coins apparently is how you buy shit, so that's good. And then portraits, I'm sure they're going to be expensive, so getting a portrait will be worth those coins anyway. The mailbox is where you receive in-game announcements about Hearthstone Mercenaries. Okay, campfire. At last, but certainly not least, the campfire. The campfire is where your mercenaries can sit, relax, trade stories about glorious bounties you've claimed with them. Functionally, the campfire houses the task board, and the task board is similar to your quest log or achievements journal. Once a day, mercenaries will come sit by the campfire and put up a new task for you to complete. Once you have completed the task, return to the campfire to claim your reward. These rewards can include mercenary coins, mercenary packs, or equipment for a particular mercenary. All right, so this is for those free-to-play players. So this answers those questions about how, so each day, so basically this will be your quest log, and the quest log lets you get, so free-to-play players. Okay, so we like the campfire. The campfire is where we sing our campfire songs, and those songs provide us with coins and pooks. We like pooks. Even after you completed your daily, there will always be a way to get more tasks in your village, so check back often to make sure you don't miss anything. Okay, cool. All right, managing your collection. Now that you've taken a tour of the village, let's head back to the tavern for a more in-depth look at the mercenaries collection system. When you first enter the tavern, you'll notice that your mercenaries are organized into 3 sections called roles. Each of those roles have a corresponding color. Red mercenaries are called protectors, greens are called fires, and blue are called casters. Each tend to have different strengths and weaknesses and play a different role in your party. You'll You'll notice an existing mercenary parties as add button to create new party on the right, similar to your decks and deck slots in the normal ranked play. If you create a new party or selecting an existing party, you can edit it by dragging mercenaries from and outside the collection as you can build them. Abilities lock up automatically as you level up the mercenary. Equipment is unlocked by completing achievement and tasks related to that mercenary. Growing your roster. Mercenaries will launch with over 50 mercenaries to start out with. All players will receive 8 mercenaries for just completing the mercenaries prologue missions, and in completing your early adventures, you will also amass some mercenary coins and some mercenary packs. These are 2 main in-game methods for receiving new mercenaries. Mercenary coins are earned through mercenary game modes, including mercenary coins are earned throughout the mercenary mode, including from completing tasks and bounties. Each mercenary coin is specific to a particular mercenary and can be redeemed in the tavern to craft that mercenary if you don't own it, or upgrade their abilities and equipment if you already do. Mercenary packs can also be earned or purchased and include 5 mercenary items, which can include mercenary coins, mercenary cards, mercenary portraits. Each mercenary pack includes at least 1 new mercenary card until you own all mercenaries of that rarity tier. Okay. From time to time, there will be various offers in the game store. These can include standalone mercenary purchases, deals on packs, options for coins, and bundles combining a few mercenary items. There are also 3 exciting pre-purchase options that are available from now until launch. So these will not be available after the game comes out. So if you want to pre-order one of these, you have to do it now. Diablo, Lich King, and Sylvanas each have their own special pre-purchase bundles if you want to kickstart your mercenaries collection. These bundles will give you a huge swath of mercenaries to play with right out the gate. Don't worry if you can't get all 3. They are here to stay and will be obtainable through in-game packs and crafting after launch. All right, so for me, Diablo and Lich King are what I want. All the stuff that made me think it was a little better was read through just reading the shit. They lightly briefed through stuff, but they didn't get into like the intricacies that I needed to confirm that the game isn't just a pay to win, or it's like pay to have fun. I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. How popular will it be? I don't know. It depends how popular the pit will be, right? How they do their ranking systems, what you get for the ranking systems. You know what I mean? Because right now, no, like, this will be fun for a little bit. Like the playing the AIs will be fun because it's new and fresh, right? But this will die if the competitive play for it is not good. So the reason duels, no one gives a fuck about it, is because ranking in duels doesn't matter. There's no rank. You get like a little like BGs matters because there's a leaderboard. There's a clear MMR that states how good you are, and there's tournaments and invitationals. Duels, there's fucking nothing. Nobody cares about duels because it's basically a shittier version of already Arena. And there's no point to do it because there's no competitive need for it. You don't get anything for playing in it. And if you want to get stuff, you have to pay to get into whatever it's called, heroic duels. And that's not the normal just play like a ranked experience, right? So, it's really going to determine how cool or how good the pits are, and then how well they code the matchmaking system to get players of equal skill or equal collections, or however this game, it's going to break down into like, you know, fun battling, right? And also the length of the games. The games, they looked like they were going to be pretty quick matches from what we just saw. I mean, I just literally watched an opening turn where the other team just died in 1 hit. So it's going to be very hard to balance as well. So we'll have to see. I mean, for the sake of it just being a new game mode in Hearthstone, and I love Hearthstone and I love all the characters in the universe, I hope it's fucking awesome. I hope it's rad as shit. But from what we've seen, I do have my doubts. I do have some I don't even want to say problems, some questions that really can only be answered by the team or by playing it, and neither of those can happen yet. So it's hard for me to say that this will be something that I will really like playing. But I will try it.